Hello, I'm Sue McMahon and I'm cookery editor of Woman's Weekly magazine, and I'm going to show you how to decorate a classic Christmas cake with a poinsettia and holly decoration. I've got a cake already covered in sugar paste and marzipan. It's a 20cm round fruit cake, which is 8 inches round, and the recipe is in Woman's Weekly magazine or on the Good to Know website, and also how to cover the cake with the marzipan and the sugar paste is also on the Good to Know website. So once it's covered, I'm going to start the side decoration, and I've got some red sugar paste. I buy this as ready coloured sugar paste as I find it's a lot easier to use than trying to mix it in myself. So I'm dusting the surface with a little bit of icing sugar and then rolling out the sugar paste. And then I'm going to cut out circles to go on the side. So for this I'm using cutters, and also I'm using a piping tube because I like some circles to be a little bit smaller than the sizes of the cutters I have. So the piping tube makes a good cutter. All the time that the red sugar paste isn't being used, I keep it wrapped in a plastic bag so that it doesn't dry out. And then to stick these onto the cake, I'm going to put some water onto the back of them and then press them where I want them to go. These go on quite randomly, so you can make up your own design. Now for piping the swirls around the dots, I'm using green royal icing. So I've coloured the royal icing using paste food colour so that it doesn't alter the consistency of the royal icing very much. And I've got a number 2 plain piping tube inside the disposable piping bag. And I find it easier to have the cake raised slightly, so I've put this one onto a turntable, but you could use a mixing bowl to raise it up as well. Then to pipe, I'm doing a snail's trail, which is a series of dots which are joined up. And I'm piping just a little bit away from the red dots. I've got a damp cloth here that when I keep breaking the line, I can clean the end of the piping tube in the damp cloth. Then when I get to the end of a line, I can pipe some dots. So 4 or 5 dots, starting off with a big one and then decreasing in size. Then I can use a damp paintbrush just to press them down. I'm now going to make the poinsettia to go on the top. I only actually need one, but I'm going to make several just in case any break while I'm handling them. So to dry the poinsettia in a curved shape, I've taken some foil and I'm just going to make it into a cupped shape, and I'm going to rest it in the hole of a bun tray to hold it. The petals are cut using the calyx cutters, and I've got 2 different sizes, one for the back layer, one for the top. And I'm going to use the red sugar paste as I did for the dots on the side of the cake. But rather than using it just as it is, I'm going to add some CMC. So I just need a small amount, about half a teaspoon to the quantity of sugar paste that I have here. And then I need to work this in so that it's evenly mixed. Now CMC stands for carboxymethyl cellulose, and it's sometimes sold under the name of Tylose. and it can be bought in most cake decorating supply stores. Adding it to the sugar paste makes the sugar paste more pliable, and you can roll the flowers out more thinly and they'll set and they'll hold their shape. And I'm going to roll it out on a surface that's been lightly dusted with icing sugar. So each flower is made up of 2 layers. So I cut one layer with the larger size calyx cutter, and then I'm going to brush a little bit of water in the centre of that, and I'm going to rest it in the cupped shape of foil. Then I'm going to cut out a layer with the smaller size, and I'm going to rest that on top so that it alternates with the first layer. Then once I've made all the flowers, I pipe the centres in them in yellow royal icing, and this is a series of dots to cover the whole of the inside. Then once you've gone and covered the inside, you can then do a few and pull the icing up just so that it gets longer peaks to give more texture to the centre. And they should be left overnight to dry.